Well, hey everybody, welcome. Happy Tuesday. My name's Aaron Whittier. Excited you guys are all here live. If you're a guest tonight, someone invited you probably because they're really excited about some devices they've been using, or maybe you've tried one of these devices, or maybe they said, "Hey, listen, you might be looking for some extra money to bring in the family. You got to check this out." So it could be both, right? Could be one or the other or both potentially. And tonight I'm just going to give you a little information about our company, these devices, and if you wish, some information about the business side as well. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about. We're going to talk mostly about America, even though there's might be people on here that are outside of the U.S. Might be some people here from potentially Australia. We have some Australians, people in Bali. We have people in Europe, people in South America, Canada, really all over the world. Part of our team and Ollie Nation, really representing the world. But tonight we're really going to focus on America and two biggest challenges no one prepares us for, and that is proactive wellness, strategic timing, and real leverage. So in America, we spend more on healthcare than any nation in history. So why are we still getting sicker? Well, there's a big reason for that, right? We're not taught a lot of things, and there's a real crisis in America. And this isn't new, right? This has been going on for a long time now, right? 42% of American adults are obese. A major contributor to that is, a major contributor to preventative chronic conditions. Obviously, we all know that. And physical inactivity contributes to 1 in 10 premature deaths. And listen, we sit down way too long, right? An average of 9.5 hours per day sitting. And listen, when we sit, we're not active. It's going to increase risks of cardiovascular issues, amongst other bad issues, right? That can happen. And 70% of adults in the US take at least one prescription drug daily. And over the course of the average American's lifetime, 50,000 pills are ingested. That's crazy if you think about it, right? So the system makes money when people stay sick, not when they stay optimized. We all know that. Big pharma, a lot of companies out there do not want us to be optimized, right? Because there's not any money when we stay optimized, right? There's not a lot of money when we don't have to go to the doctors much. We don't have to pay for prescriptions, right? So, we in America, we work off the reactive model. We wait for symptoms to arrive. We diagnose those issues, and then they prescribe medication. Listen, I'm not here to beat up big pharma really, because there's a lot of people out there that need prescriptions. Some are needed for people to live, right? But there's a lot of prescriptions where we could get rid of those prescriptions, just changing a lot of things. So we're going to talk about being proactive tonight and supporting the body daily and improve resilience and optimizing function. And you probably all know, if you're on here tonight, you probably know that, the global wellness, industry is experiencing massive growth right now. And a big reason is something we call biohacking. And biohacking includes PEMF. We're going to talk about that tonight. Red light therapy and recovery tech. And there's a major global shift right now in how people approach health. They're looking for drug-free solutions. The world's shifting towards prevention, not just treatment, and tech and health emerging. And AI guided wellness tools, at home devices are replacing clinical visits. And PEMF is really gaining momentum right now. And a big reason for that is the aging population. Think about all the baby boomers right now, right? And, the increased chronic conditions because of the way we live, our lifestyles, right? And the demand for in-home use therapy devices and growing awareness in just alternative therapies. So here comes our company, Olylife, which we're going to talk a little bit about tonight. Here's a company profile. The company has 3 years of research. They're only 3.5 years old now, but they were 3 years of research before that. And this company owns laboratories in Sweden and Germany. And these devices are made with incredible parts from Germany. We all know Germans make really the best things out there, cars or whatever, right? There's thousands of global patents. We have these certifications, and also they made with advanced chips in rare metals only found in Japan. So these devices are really made with all different parts around the world. They're assembled in China because everything's assembled in China. Let's just face it, our iPhones, everything's assembled there. And the global presence, the headquarters are actually, it's a Singaporean company. It started in Singapore. Global headquarters in Singapore, also Xiamen, China. We have a lot of our team impact, or collective impact, we call now. A lot of our teammates are in Xiamen right now. They toured the home office and learned all about the devices yesterday. And they're touring Xiamen. I just got off the phone with one of the leaders there. They're taking a tour in Xiamen, China today. Branch offices in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Hong Kong, and they're expanding rapidly right now in North America, Europe, Japan, Korea, Canada, South America, you name it. They're expanding rapidly right now. Why? Well, the first 3 years of this company, the company did over $2 billion in sales. Think about that. $2 billion in sales the first 2 years. And that was really with one device. One device, and it was only in Asia. It exploded in Asia. Right now, they're doing 80 plus million per month just in Asia. And and we're going to talk about the business side tonight, being in the right place at the right time. Those people that shared the devices in Asia, it created 500 millionaires in the first 3 years. I mean, just staggering, right? But when you get in front of a trend, you get in front of something that's really hot, and you're the first, people in an area, maybe it's a country, sharing it and it takes off, you can do very, very well. And that's what's happening right now in America and other countries right now because we're brand new. We got, like I talked about, tons of patents on these devices, the proofs in the pudding, scientific backing and global reach. The core technology and philosophy is PEMF and terahertz. Base therapy focused on, you look at what it does there. I mean, you can look up, when we're get off this Zoom, I encourage you to go to Google or whatever AI you want to use and just look up what are the benefits of PEMF. And you'll see it's all proven to help with circulation, inflammation, you name it. If you have an ailment, put it in any kind of AI and say, will PEF help my ailment? And you'll see, most likely to say yes. It's crazy. And people always ask, Aaron, okay, PEMF is not new. There was a company that came out, Beamer. You guys might have heard of Beamer mats. Some of you guys may have Beamer mats. They were $5,000 to $6,000. They came out, in the 2000s, and they were hot. People getting great results. So people are like, okay, I talked to a chiropractor not too long ago that joined us because he was looking for an affordable device to share with his patients. He was looking into Beamer, but they're still too expensive. And he said, Aaron, why does it seem like all the people that are coming to me saying this device that you have, which is so much less money, it's so much more affordable than the Beamer, why is everybody saying it works better than the Beamer and all these different $30,000 or $40,000 devices out there? I said, listen, I'm no practitioner, but all I know is this. The company Olylife, they patented the unique combination of frequencies, bringing together PEMF, radio frequency, and terahertz energy. And he knew that the PEMF and radio frequencies, those are the therapeutic energies, those heal the body. They're known to heal the body. While the terahertz energy acts as a carrier that drives those frequencies deeper into the body. And when I told him that, he's like, oh, okay. He's like, I've never seen this before. And I said, no, it's new. It's a new way of doing this, new way of delivering these technologies. And when he thought about it, he goes, that makes sense because no one's doing it. So he got started and he's like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. So let's talk about PEMF. What is it? It's called Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy. That's what it is for short. It was originally developed by NASA to help astronauts in zero gravity to help recover, right? Astronauts are out in space for a long time. They come back, they can't even stand up. Zero gravity does a number in their body. And so they invented it to help out astronauts. You look at the evolution of PEMF in the early 20th century, electromagnetic fields were introduced to radio, electricity, and modern tech. There were growing awareness as time went on. They studied it more in the mid to late 20th century. In the 60s and 70s, that's when the scientists at NASA were exploring what the pulsed electromagnetic field was doing to help support cellular health and recovery. And then in the 2000s, we talked about Beamer mats came out, and people like Shaquille O'Neal. There's a YouTube on Shaquille O'Neal says that PEMF therapy really helped him recover from injuries. But it was really only available to, let's call it the elite, right? These expensive machines were $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, right? Or you could go to a clinic, maybe a physical therapist that had these $40,000 or $50,000 devices that would help you recover from injuries and surgeries and things like that. Or you could go to a wellness place where they had these machines, but it cost money. But they weren't affordable for just everyday Americans to have in their house. They just weren't affordable. Until now, the 2020s, here comes Olylife. And you see with the proofs in the pudding, right? The first 3 years doing $2 billion in sales with these devices. And now it's absolutely exploding all over the world because now they're ready to go to the world. And the science behind terahertz therapy 90 and what it does activates cellular energy, improves blood flow, supports the brain. I mean, we have that same chiropractor I was talking about did a brain study on what happened when people put their feet on a device, what happened to their brain. It's on YouTube. It's fascinating. I never thought about that. I never thought about what it was doing to the brain. I thought, it was doing for all the ailments people had, right? Circulation, inflammation. And he showed what it did for the brain with one session of this P90 Plus that we have here. Here's just a few of our devices here. And also we have our cutting edge editions coming soon, the Ollie Spring, which are all super excited about that. And, the P90, you'll get the Terra P90. This is the original device, the P90. And this device here in Asia did over 2 billion. Just this one device. You put your feet on it and it helps with so many things. And, that's why it exploded. People put their feet on the device. They felt the difference right away. And they started telling people about it. And it just spread like crazy. And that's what happened in Asia. And then we have our other devices here, some additions here. You look at the one in the middle and the bottom. That's the one everybody's getting. That's the one for the Western market. It has bigger foot pedals. So us Americans and other people that have bigger feet can use this device. And also has two attachments that are fascinating. This one attachment is called a Frost Age Beauty Wand. It plugs into the device. And people in the aesthetic world, estheticians and people in the wellness places are saying this Frost Age Beauty Wand you use on your face is like giving people an instant facelift. Amazing device. And the other one there next to it, the 3 prongs sticking out, we call that the claw. It's a Revitalux massager. We nickname it the claw. Has red light therapy, EMS, TENS, PEMF. You can use it anywhere in your body. A lot of chiropractors are using it on people's bodies while they lay on their chair. And there's just a bunch of other incredible devices. But what I want to do right now is I want to show you a really neat video. And this video is of a woman that took a blood analysis. She took blood under her microscope, her blood, and you'll see what happens when she puts her feet on the devices. You see her blood is just not doing much, right? Low moving, just there, all clumped together.
Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. Holy smoke. Look how separate they are. Wow.
So you can see what that does. And that's a big reason why I feel so much better. And I think everybody feels so much better when you use this device. We talked about, sitting down way too long, right? When we sit down way too long, our circulation suffers, right? A lot of people get varicose veins. A lot have issues, heavy legs, right? And as we age, right? A lot of people have different ailments when it comes to circulation issues. And this device, PEMF, is known to help with circulation. So there's no secret why people are feeling incredibly and so much better, right? So let's talk about the global eye strain crisis. We all know we look at our phones, our computers way too often. And, we've all heard that overexposure to blue light, that's why those blue light glasses can lead to digital eye fatigue. Prolonged exposure to EMFs may alter biological rhythms. Our kids, listen, I'm worried about my kids, what's going to happen. They've been looking at the screens for so many years, and, we have a device that actually may help with issues there. We have our Galaxy G1 Smart Eye Massager, my favorite device. I have all the devices now. This is my favorite, just because it relaxes me. I mean, I'm not a high strung person, but I'm high energy. I like at the end of the night, I like to wear these. But you look at what it does: relieve eye strain and promote relaxation. Use a gentle massage on your temples, designed to help reduce eye fatigue from screen time, reading, and daily stress. People are getting incredible results with these devices. The Galaxy G1, some people are saying it helps with, the pain you get from your head, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to say the medical term. It relieves those things. And here's our most popular device right now. It's the newest device, our shaken massager. A lot of people call it the belly blaster. Because what does it do? Listen, it's known to help break down stubborn fat, visceral fat around your waistline. Uses ultrasound, heat therapy, high frequency vibration, radio frequency, red light therapy, dynamic massage, PEMF. You get a smartwatch with it as well. Uses AI technology. And listen, people are losing inches around the belly. They turn it around and working on their lower back as well. So just incredible results, and just to kind of share tonight my quick testimonial. I'm not one of those people that, found a result the first day. When I got this device, I thought I might have slept a little better, because for years, I used to be a health insurance agent for many years. And the first 2 years of being a health insurance agent, I didn't work for about a year and a half prior to that because my wife got really sick. So I had to work really hard and make money for my family. I have three daughters. So I sat down literally 7 days a week, 14 hours a day on my chair at my office, dialing leads for 2 years straight. And when I say that, I kid you not, my kids didn't see me for 2 years. I sat in my office and just grinded it out. It was the hardest thing I ever did. And I got ourselves out of the hole, but it killed my body. As you can imagine, sitting down for 14 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 years straight, I gained 30 pounds. I got a big varicose vein in my left leg, and then I started experiencing pain at night. I lay down at night, my legs would throb, and they felt heavy. And it never got better. I went to the doctors, took magnesium. Listen, I know everybody in this industry of direct sales. I used all the different products people said would help. Nothing helped. So I would get up every night. I'd take, Advil or Tylenol at 2 a.m. to help myself sleep, go back to sleep. And that went on for years. So when I saw this device and it said, hey, it helps the circulation, I was like, oh, maybe it'll help me. Did I feel the difference right away? No. 8 to 10 days after using the P90 Plus, I thought I was experiencing less pain at night. And then the magic number for me was 21 days. 21 days of using the P90 Plus, my legs, I have no pain in my legs. They don't feel heavy anymore. I sleep like, I hate to say sleep like a baby because babies don't sleep that well. I don't know why we say sleep like a baby, right? But I sleep incredible. And I don't get up in the middle of the night to take Advil. My body feels great. I use it in the morning. It energizes me in the morning. I use it at night, on a lower level, and it just relaxes me at night along with the goggles. And my body feels incredible. I had a hip replacement 2 years ago. I need my right one replaced. So I've had pain in my right hip. I have no pain in my right hip, even though I need my hip replaced. Just my body feels incredible. And listen, my story is just one of thousands of people. In the last 6 months that I've been with this company, I mean, you name it. I could go down every single person on here that's part of the company, and they could just, tell you an incredible testimonial. There's so many of them. So I encourage you, if you're on here tonight for the first time, seeing this or seeing the recording, find the device that fits your needs and get it. Just get the device because you will be super happy you did. It'll be the best thing you ever purchased. And that's not hype and that's not a sales tactic. It's honest truth. Okay. You will feel incredible. So let's shift gears now. And I know some of you here, you want to hear a little bit more about the opportunity, right? We talked about, what happened the last 3 years in Asia and what's happening already in America, North America. You're all over Europe right now. We're starting to gain some legs in Europe, Australia, South America. I mean, everywhere. We ship to every country in the world except for North Korea. So anybody in the world can share these devices with anyone in the world, which is incredible. So why is this business such a home run? Well, it's demonstratable. The product is demonstratable. You can let people use it, put their feet on it, put their, use it on their belly, use it on their face, and people love it. It's demonstratable. You can feel it working. Are you going to feel the difference the first time? Not necessarily. Some people feel incredible the first time. It wasn't me. Everybody's different, right? And it's not a huge lifestyle change. And what's nice about this, right? We always talk about timing. Whenever you're looking at a business, timing is so much more important than talent. Okay. You can be the worst person. Okay. But if you get on a train going 100 miles an hour west, where are you going? Right? You're going 100 miles an hour west. And that's what we're doing. We're going 100 miles an hour. I wouldn't say west. We're going west, east. We're going everywhere, right? But we're taking off like a rocket ship. Let's say we're going to the moon, right? But look at every business has three phases: the startup phase, the growth phase, and the stability phase. Every company that's successful goes through these three phases. Now, the startup phase is where most companies fail, right? We all know that. Now, this company didn't fail. It thrived. It exploded the first 3 years, did 2 billion in sales. Look at that red dot. That's where we sit right now. We're getting ready for explosive growth. Listen, explosive growth is going to be, it's going to be a while. We're going to be in explosive growth for a while. It's not going to be a month. It's going to be years, years and years where we can share these devices with people all around the world. But eventually, just like phones, everybody's got a phone now, right? Can you still make money in the cellular phone industry? Sure, because people are still getting new phones, right? But can you really make a ton of money? Not unless you invent something new, right? Well, hey, we're always going to bring out new devices, right? So you can still make money if you get involved 5, 10 years down the road. But really, like we talked about, timing matters so much more than talent. The key to business success is seizing the right moment. So how do you get started? You get a device. That's it. What's great about this company, unlike other companies we've all been a part of, I've been in this industry 30 years. And every company I joined, there was a startup cost. So kind of like if you want to open a restaurant, you're gonna have to put a lot of money up front, right? To open that restaurant. Here, there's no startup. Your startup is getting a device. That's it. Can be used by the whole family. It's global ready. No auto ship. No ongoing cost every month like other companies. You're not paying, to buying devices every month to satisfy a compensation plan to satisfy to get paid. There's no requirements to keep getting paid. There's daily payout, and you can get started wherever you want to get started. You can get started for $1,000, 1,500, which is our P90 plus, 2,000, which is our P90 plus, and the goggles, or you can go up as much as you want. Now, why would somebody get a lot more devices? Well, people that might do trade shows want to have multiple devices to put people's feet on. Or you might be a chiropractor or a wellness spa where you want multiple devices. Okay. But I say just get in where you fit in, get a device or two and start using these devices. And then actually, let's say when you, because you will feel a difference, when you feel the difference, if you choose to tell people about it, well, there's 7 ways you can get paid here. We're not going to go through all 7 just to save time here. But again, what's so great about this, just when you get a device, there's no extra cost if you decide to share them with people. There's no joining fee. There's no subscription. It's not like you have to call the person that invited you on here and say, hey, I want to share them now. These devices are incredible. What do I do? How much more money do I have to spend? Nothing. There's no extra money to spend. You're active forever with that one-time purchase. You can build international teams, share it with the world. You can make passive income as well. So let's talk about the structure here. We build a binary compensation plan here. What that means, binary means 2. So if you understand this, great. If you don't, no big deal. It's very simple. We'll help you with this. But the first person you decide to share these devices with is going to go on your left leg. The first person goes on your left leg, and the next person you share these devices with is going to go on your right side. Now, even if those people don't want to share the devices with people, they just want to be a customer, they still go on your left and then on your right. And what's nice about this, what I've never seen before in the industry, is this team bonus. Now, normally, when you actually build a business, right? When you build a team, let's call it, build a community, when you help people get started and they help people get started, they make money and you make money as well from the people that you get started. And that happens here too. But what I've never seen before is when you get started, you take the next spot in that binary structure, and the person directly above you that might have come in right before you, when they go out and they share these devices with people and they make money, you're going to make 5% of their income, up to 3 times what you start with. What does that mean? Well, you start with $1,000 device, you can make up to $3,000 off the person directly above you. Isn't that crazy? Above you, not below you, above you. If you get started for $1,500, which is our P90 plus, you can earn up to $4,500 off the person above you. The cap's there, and you can see what happens. 2,000, you make up to 6,000, and so on and so forth. From the first order, you make 5% off the person above you. Now, is it guaranteed? No, the person above you might just be a customer. They just might be using the device. But you might get lucky, and someone right above you might be a Jan Cleary. Might be Jan who's killing this, right? Goes out and makes a lot of money, and you make 5% of her income, up to 3 times what you start with. So it's really, really neat part of the compensation plan. I love that. In addition to that, when you share a device with somebody, every device has point value, or PV for short. It's 75% of the cost of a device. So $1,000 device has 750 point value. You make 10% of that point value when you get someone started. So you make $75 in this case. And if someone gets started for $2,000, it's 1,500 PV. You earn $150 performance bonus, and so on and so forth. Okay. So let me show you something that really knocked my socks off when I saw this. So let's say you get started and you bring on A1. Let's say A1 is Jan, and then B1 is Beth. So they're just buying $1,000 devices. Now you make $75 performance bonus from each one of them buying that device. But because it's a first left, first right, you're going to earn a $375 tier bonus. And then what happens is Jan shares it with A2. You don't know A2, but Jan knows them. And then Beth shares it with B2. Now, you don't know either one of these people, but it's the first one on your second tier. You also earn a $375 bonus, even though you didn't bring those people in. And it keeps going to infinity. In other words, it never stops. Every first left, first right, you get a tier bonus. And those tier bonuses get better because if someone does $2,000, let's say Jan did $2,000 and Beth did $2,000, you're not earning $375. You're earning $750 tier bonus. Incredible. And as people buy more on left and right, they might buy more devices. You're going to get more tier bonuses as time goes along. Let me show you an illustration of this. This is really neat. So in this illustration, we're going to pretend that everybody that gets started is purchasing $2,000 worth of devices, our P90 Plus and the goggles, which most people do. So Tuan and Van are my sponsors. They shared this business with me. They actually earned, and it's not going you're not going to believe this, but they earned over $1 million their first 11 months sharing this business. First millionaires outside of Asia. Absolutely incredible. They shared it with me 6 months ago. Let's say I bring you on board. So you just get started. You say, Aaron, what do I do? You say, I don't want to wait for the device to get here. I've seen all the testimonials. I want to share it with people now, but I don't have my device. How do I do it? And say, let's say, I just say, listen, I'm going to text you a picture of the P90 Plus, and you're going to text it to people, or you're going to send it through social media privately, and you're just going to say, hey, have you seen this device yet? And they're going to say no. 99% of people are going to say no. And they're going to say, what is it? And you're going to say it's a PEMF device. And most people don't know what that is. So what they're going to do is they're going to Google it or go to ChatGPT or something, right? And say, what is PEMF, right? And we tell people to do that. Ask, what are the benefits of PEMF? And when they do that, they're going to see it's all positive. It's incredible. And then you might say, hey, I'm going to send you 3 short videos. Take a listen. There's one about PEMF, one about the different devices, and one about the compensation if you choose to want to make money. And then you might invite them to our testimonial page. We have hundreds of people in our Facebook testimonial page talking about their testimonials. And so you say, okay, I'm going to do that. So while you're doing that, Tuan and Van bring the next person on board that might go to your left. And then I bring the next person on board that might go to your left as well. Now, this is not guaranteed, but this can happen. It's called spillover. Okay. And then you share it with your first person and say, oh my gosh, I want this device. So your first person goes on the left side. Remember, they're buying $2,000, which is 1,500 PV. You make 10% of that, which is $150. And your second person goes to the top right, we talked about. You get another performance bonus and your first tier bonus of $750. And then you're so excited, right? You start sharing with other people, but people keep going down the left side from your people we brought on board. And then your third person goes to the left of number 2. And there's a reason why we do that. Not to the outside right. We go to the inside left on the right side as well. You want to match it with that left leg because you're going to tier bonus every time. So you get another tier bonus, another performance bonus. Same thing happens with the fourth person you bring on board. And then the second person you brought on board brings their first person on board. Remember, the first person goes on the left. So it takes the next spot down in the structure on the left. And this is interesting because this is where you got your first tier bonus, but you didn't bring either one of those people in. How amazing is that? Right? And then the same thing happens again on tier 5. You earn another $750 tier bonus. You're so excited you share it with the 5th person and also the 6th person. You earn 2 more performance bonuses, 2 more tier bonuses. And in this example here, how many people did you share the devices with? 6, right? 6 people. And you see you earned 6 performance bonuses totaling $900, and you earn 7 tier bonuses equaling $5,250, totaling over $6,000. Now I'm looking at the names on here. There are people that did just this. The first 30 days, they shared it with a few people who shared it with a few people who shared it with a few people, and they made over $6,000 to $10,000 the first 30 days. And listen, when I tell you that, you're probably thinking, oh, they probably knew a lot of people. No. Some of these people that did this have never made money in this industry, even though they've been in this industry 25 years. And some of these people, you know where they are? They're not on here tonight. They're in China. They're in China and Thailand because they want a free trip to China and Thailand. Absolutely incredible. So what else happens? Well, remember, all these devices have point value. So what does this do for you in this scenario? 7 people on the left, 7 people on the right, times 1,500 PV. is 10,500 on the left side and the right side. What does it do? It actually gives you a share, one share in the global pool. Now, every year, the company in January, 5% of the company's revenue is shared amongst all the M1s all the way to M7s. And here are the ranks here. What's nice about this company, unlike other companies, your volume never flushes. It never goes away. You know, other companies we built before, you build really, really hard till the end of the month. And then the first day you wake up and all that volume's at zero, right? And you start over and you run till the end of the month. Not here. You get to 10,000 and left, 10,000 right. That doesn't go away. You only need 90,000 more left and right. You hit M2, you get two more shares, and it keeps climbing from there. So absolutely incredible. And I just want to bring everything full circle here. I want to talk about why, we shared why these people are doing so well so quick. There's a lot of reasons for this. We talked about timing, right? Whenever you have something that's extraordinary and nobody knows about it, but everybody needs it, and you're filling a need, that's when you have an incredible opportunity. And being first to anything, listen, everybody wants to be first, right? So the timing of this is extraordinary. Talk about the baby boomers. Talk about the people that are, listen, we talked about what's happening in our country alone. People need these devices. People want affordable devices. The global wellness industry is exploding right now. People are looking for something they can use at home, not go to a clinic. They want to do therapy at home. People want to stay home. These devices are affordable. They're simple, and they flat out work better than anything out there. They just do. They work better than 40, 50, $60,000 devices out there. Why are practitioners jumping on board like crazy? Because they want to share it with their clients where the clients don't get it from somebody else, right? So that's why people are jumping on board this train. And I want to just say to you, okay, that if you've ever done any kind of home-based business before, or if you wanted to, you want to try, you thought maybe I can't do that, right? You can do this because it's super simple. If you can text a picture to somebody saying, have you seen this device? And you could say it's a PEMF device. And you can say, look it up on AI. What are the benefits of PEMF? And you can send them 3 videos that we have. And you can add them to a testimonial Facebook page and say, you got to see these testimonials. If you can do that, you can do this business. It's that simple. So get back to the person who invited you on here. I encourage you, get a device. Or if someone shared this recording with you, get back to the person that shared it with you. Get a device, get started, be the first person in your community, okay, to share these devices. Because frankly, we talked about the timing. It's never been better. So thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you jumping on here, spending a Tuesday night with me. And you guys have a great evening. Take care now. Bye-bye, everybody.